Hello. How are you? This is Els coming from Bemis Crafty Corner, and I have a special one today. It's this. But what is that? It's belly band. Look at that. Can you see that? That's a belly band. You can put this on a page, in a journal. It will look fantastic. Okay? And I had one. I don't know what I did. I had a journal page that I could put this on, but oh, here I have paper. Pad. See, it would go on like a journal page, you know, and it would be a belly band, and then you can put things under it. Okay, so we're going to be working on this today. I'm going to get out some supplies. I will be right back and show you how this is done. This is so easy and it looks fantastic. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, all right, so you're going to need base, and for this one I'm going to use 110-pound cardstock, and I'm going to say 2 inches, 2 1/4. Okay, for my base, and 7, 8 inches for the standard size journal. So I'm going to take a 1/2 inch off. So that's my base. Okay, then I'm going to want a piece of cardstock to put on here as background. Okay, this does not have to be overly spectacular. You just want something that has a, you know, a decent look to it. So let's see what we have in here for that. But more importantly, you're going to get out your punches. Now, it doesn't matter if you do this with circles, if you do this with squares, if you do this with hearts, if you want to use scallop circles, maybe an oval occasionally. And the most important thing, you're going to want some dimensionals. Okay? That's everything. So, let me look in here and see if I can find something that I want to use as a base. This one's pretty decent. Okay. So I'm going to cut this one. This is 8. So I'm going to cut this one down to 7.5. And it is 8. So I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch off. And then we did this at 2 1/4. So I'm going to do this at 2. I could do the 2 1/4 if I want to, but I just want to mat that. Okay. So that's it for cutting. Now, I'm going to ink up my mat. And when I'm done inking this up and I come back, we are going to kind of get started on this. So, we're going to use a lot of paper. A lot of that paper. So this is really great for scraps. If you have a lot of scraps from a project, this would be perfect for that. Okay. So I'm going to get this glued on here. Okay. And then, when I come back, we're going to get started on our scraps. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to be using this. It is Family Heirloom Collection from Bo Bunny. And so what I did is I went in here and I pretty much just kind of grabbed, if it was like a partial piece like this, you know, I kind of grabbed it. And let's see. I do think that I want to use some of this, and I don't have a partial piece, so I'm just going to take that piece out and I'll cut it down because I don't need the whole thing. Okay. And I think I want a piece of this map too. Okay. So now that I have, you know, some leftovers and some pieces that I cut, now I'm just going to start going through with my different size punches. And I'm just going to punch a bunch of circles in different sizes. I'm going to punch as many as I can out of each page. I'll worry about getting them later. If I screw up and do it sideways, flat like that, it's okay. I can work around that. So I'm basically just going to cut these into circles, lots and lots of circles, different size circles. I'm going to even do an oval or two, just because it's different, you know. And I'm just going to do that until I get like so many of these. And you're probably going to want close to 25, 30 pieces in different sizes. You may not use them all, but you are going to want a lot of them. Okay? I'm going to use this. And we'll do a big one. We'll do this size. So I'm going to do this, and I suggest you do it as well. And then when we come back, we will actually start, you know, putting this together. But before I go anywhere, if you have a piece that's like this, and you want something very specific, like let's say this rose, make sure that you cut those out as well. Specific. Be picky about some of the images, okay? Like if you want to use a butterfly or, you know, something along those lines. Make sure that you get the image that you want and be a little bit picky, okay? For some of these, it's okay to just take little bits. Okay, so go through, punch out a bunch of these. You're going to want about 25, 30 pieces here, at least. Okay, get them all punched out. And once you have them all punched out, then go ahead and turn the video back on. And we will start putting this thing together. Okay? All right, I'll be back. All right, so next step in this process is inking, a lot of inking. Whether you use a dauber or a brush, however you want to do it, you basically want to ink every piece. And I kind of do it in stages. I start with the big ones because they go on the bottom, and then I work my way up. But basically, I'm just going to take all my pieces. I'm going to put them out face up in front of me so I can see what I'm working with. And then I'll ink a piece, decide where I'm going to put it. Now, I'm not going to just like straight down the middle here. I want these pieces to kind of hang off. Whether I want them hanging off the top or just on the side is entirely up to me. So let me get this base inked. go. And then I have my first piece. I'm going to put some glue on. I'm going to go ahead and put that down. And then I'll do my next one. And I'm just going to spread these out because these are the biggest ones. So I'm going to spread these out. And I'm just leaving a little bit of glue off the edge right here so that there's no glue, so that I can let this hang off. And I'm going to continue to do this until I have my base. Once I have my base, then we'll move on to the rest of this. So I'll be back as soon as I get my base, and then we'll start building and decorating and kind of getting to this look. All right, I'll be right back. So now that I have some of my bigger pieces down, and I've kind of used, oh, I have like one more big piece that I can put on. And if I don't want to use the whole thing, I can cut this in half, ink that edge,
There you go.
and then, you know, fit it where I want, like here. Or I could put one over here. Let me go ahead and ink this. And we will get this glued down. Work in real life here, folks. Glue this one down. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to some of the smaller pieces, but before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through here and find things that I may want to use as, you know, top focals. And I'm going to pick these out in a variety of shapes and colors. And I'm just going to find, you know, things that I like, that I think will look good towards the top. There's a nice rose. It's a cute pair of scissors. A mannequin. These two have nice little roses on them. That one's nice. And I think I want at least one of these little letters. Here's the top of a scissor. That's kind of cute. So I'm going to set these ones to the side for now, and I'm going to work on the rest of these. What I'm going to do, let's get rid of these two, is I'm going to ink all of this. I'm just going to ink all of it, okay? And once I have it all inked, I'll come back and we'll move on to the next part of this, okay? So I will be back in just a few minutes, and we will move on. I'll be right back. So these are all inked. These I haven't inked yet, but I will get to them. And these are the ones that I've kind of pulled out and said, I like these specifically, so I have them set off here on the side. So what we're going to do is come in with our glue, and we're going to start laying these down in the next layer. And that's going to be overlapping the first layer. So we want to fill in these spaces. We don't want to, you know, put the same piece next to each other. So try to avoid, you know, the same shape, the same color, the same pattern. And all we're doing is just filling in space. And we do not need to cover every single piece of this. Just a nice chunk. I think this. Let's see. Yeah, this one. And then this one. Okay. So now I've got that. Right? Okay. So let me move these out of the way because I don't need those. And I'm going to bring in this. So I'm going to get my glue and my ink and everything closed up, and I'll be right back. We're going to get started. All right. So now I have my base. This is all dry. And I have my little pokey tool here, which I'm going to be using. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting 1 or 2 or 3 dots, however many I need, on the back of these. I'm going to take those protective pieces off. And I'd rather use more dots than less dots. And I know I've been accused of over dotting things, but I don't want this to fall apart. So I'd rather have more dots than not enough, you know? And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to find the spot that I think I like it in. Okay, so there it is. So again, I'll just show you for demonstration purposes. It would look like this on a book. And then, you can tuck things down under it. Okay? So that is my dimensional belly band. I don't know what we're calling this thing, but it is your art. It's your expression. Do it any way that you want. I just started playing around with it, and I came up with it, and I said, this is cool. I like it. Let's do this. So there it is. And it's all ready to go in to my journal. That's it. That's the whole thing. Listen, if you're new here and you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit the button for me. Subscribe. Makes an old lady happy. Yes, it does. Let's see. Well, you subscribe. It makes this fat lady as happy as Girl Scout cookies. So, so go ahead and subscribe and check out my community tab. See what I got coming up. Free classes, videos, all kinds of stuff there. And what else? What else? What else? What else? Scoot on over to my Facebook group. There's a link in the description box below. And, hang out, say hey. Till I see you again. Stay well, my friends. Bye-bye.